Pride is an interesting thing. It sneaks up on you, and it definitely has in my life. And not so much in a family life or friends or anything like that, but it did in business. I realized that I was not very open-minded to new business practices, new business ideas, and that was stifling to me. It was a tough lesson to learn, but that's what this podcast is about. So welcome to the Little Black Couch. Everyone should be an entrepreneur. The chance to overcome obstacles, solve problems, make the world a better place, and dictate your life on your own terms is worth the risk. My name is Aaron Stewart, and I have been researching or living entrepreneurship for almost 30 years now. Welcome to the Little Black Couch, a journey in entrepreneurship. Hello, everyone. Good to have you back. This is a commute home. So an afternoon podcast, not one I typically do, pulling out in the car, a little rainy, going to be real careful. I'm in charge of dinner tonight for the fam, so I will be running by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's tonight by Chef Stewart. So yes, it's very easy. I've got all their favorites saved right on the app. Technology is great, and it's sad that it's cheaper to do it than it is to make anything at home, at least for us. Just because everything we make at home consists of a lot of cheese. So anyway, so I wanted to jump in. There was something that kind of crossed my mind and made me laugh today as I was thinking about it. As many of you know, I am so big into ClickFunnels now, and I enjoy ClickFunnels. And I have been part of ClickFunnels for quite some time, but just haven't been able to figure out how to make it work necessarily. And there was a lot of reasons for that. I think I've covered on a couple of them. I found out that I just really don't enjoy what I'm doing. And when you don't enjoy what you do for a living, trying to do it even more, you're kind of fighting against yourself, right? So that's kind of the first lesson of all of this, is that you can find something that you're passionate in and turn it into a business. I didn't used to believe that. I used to think that that was preposterous. But I've come around a little bit. I was quite prideful, and the title of this podcast is Beware of Pride. And that is one thing that can get in your way, is when you get to a point where you think you know something and you become rigid, then you leave out any chance to adjust. And I think for a lot of years, because I felt like this idea that you could choose something that you were passionate about and somehow or another create a business out of it, seemed preposterous to me. And so I completely blew it off, poo-pooed it, and have wasted a lot of years of my life doing stuff that I don't really enjoy and I'm not passionate about for a good amount of money, a good living, but it's no way to live, right? If you're going to have to do something for 12 hours out of your day, you might as well love it, right? And that's what the business has kind of turned out to be for me, is I always had to work really hard to keep our partners happy, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. And then another sort of phase of pride for me, and again, it's completely embarrassing, but when ClickFunnels came out, I was interested in it because it's software, and we were in with Solo SEO software, and so it's software as a service, SaaS, and we're trying to figure out to get people to use our software to make their businesses better. And ClickFunnels was very similar in that target market. They were trying to use their software to help people essentially build websites, websites that sell, and they were selling that as their solution. What I didn't quite get, and where the pride kind of came in, is we launched Solo SEO back in 2005. And so when ClickFunnels came out and started making their presentations, I looked at it and was like, who are you kidding? You know, Russell Brunson looks, 12? Right? I think my 15-year-old boy has to shave more whiskers than Russell Brunson does, and so I had this impression and I had this reaction, and it's really just based on pride, where I'm like, what is this kid going to tell us about business? I've already built 2 businesses. I know what I'm doing. I don't need you telling me how to start a business. And there was a couple things wrong with that. One, it was prideful because Russell had, despite his youthful looks, he's very old when it comes to business. And it's because the velocity in which he has gone after becoming an entrepreneur. He was willing to throw in and swim with the sharks and figure things out much more readily and quickly than really anybody else is, and where he gets his energy and where he gets his wherewithal to continue to beat his head against the mat, right? He's a wrestler. Maybe he just got so used to banging his head against the mat that he just could do that in business as well. But it's impressive. It's super impressive. And when you get the chance to sit and understand and go through and see his journey, it's amazing. And I've been completely wrong. I should have quickly. So it doesn't matter how much younger somebody is than you and how much older somebody is than you. I currently serve in a church group, in a group. There's 3 of us, 3 adults in this church group on the Brigham Young University campus, and we are in charge of a group of youth of about 180 people. Well, the top person in this organization is 10 years younger than me, and then I'm in the middle, and then the one who's in second position is 10 years older than me, right? And so it's sort of an inverse organization where the youngest is at the top and the oldest is at the bottom. And that has never bothered me. I have always been able to do that within a religious sense, and it's never even crossed my mind. So it's very interesting that in a secular sense, in business, I had such a huge problem with the fact that Russell Brunson flat out just knew more than me. I mean, he had some degree from Boise State, which, give me a break, right? Boise State, what? They've got blue carpet on their football field. So blow that off. Boise, come on, it's in Idaho, blow that off. No offense to my brother-in-law. Hey, Jared. Right, blow that off. And then I've got a master's degree and I've got a doctorate in, and it was just completely prideful. I was way off, way wrong. Well, Russell has, and so it's so impressive now to sit back and look and swallow my pride and say, these guys know how to do it. And it's not that I haven't done it, but it's when you ask for me to repeat it again and put the pieces together, I have always assumed those pieces were always different, that you cannot take a systematic approach to creating a business. I thought that I'd come up with one as quick as you possibly could. You get online, you get a website, and then you go out and you use a search engine optimization and you add a bunch of content and you grow this out and you drive people to your site and you start selling your product. And Russell's come in and not only changed the way, and ClickFunnels has come in, not only changed the way we sell things online, but it's changed the way how we can go out and get traffic. And I was so focused on SEO and that being the best and only way, right? Never do paid traffic. Paid traffic is stupid. Paid traffic is, paying the evilest people on earth, Google and Facebook and anybody else who took your money to run dumb ads. I would never, why not just take the time, build your content, create something that's an investment and an asset that's going to build your business forever and do it that way. And that was the way to do it. And I've just realized that it's one way to do it, but it's not the smartest way to do it, and it's not the best way to do it. And the way ClickFunnels has it all set up with the website builder, to the different ways to go out and get traffic, to the different ways to look at a product as not just a product, now it's an offer. All of that stuff is so much more fascinating and such a better way to do it. I'm just totally impressed. Really, really impressed. So I am enjoying this journey. I am now in this journey. I am part of the 2, Club X, I guess they call it, training program. I've completely swallowed my pride and said, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do it your way, and I'm going to apply everything that I've learned over the course of my life. I'm going to fold it into all this new knowledge and these new techniques and the wonderful technology and figure out how to take what I've learned and combine it with what I can learn from ClickFunnels and maybe turn it into something that is better. And the reason why I want to do this and the reason why I finally, I think, kind of broke down is I realized I've got a son coming home in about 6 months. He's been on a church mission he's coming home. I think he's pretty serious with a girl. He's going to want to get married here pretty quickly. I've got a son who's a senior in high school. I've got a daughter who's starting high school next year. And the kids are growing up so fast. So what is my legacy? What can I leave them? My father is an entrepreneur. He has worked very hard. He's very wealthy, but he's never been one who's ever given us much of anything. Much like sort of a Steve Larson's dad. He's like, you got to figure it out yourself, sink or swim. And wanting us to learn how to do that. And I appreciate that. I think that that's really a smart way to go. And I definitely want to, I don't want to completely do it exactly the way my dad's done it. I think it's a little harsher than I'm going to apply the same teachings to my kids and have applied the same teachings to my kids. My wife was raised very differently. Her father committed suicide when she was very young. Her mother then had to go out and figure out a way to earn a living. So Carol had to do a lot at home and didn't have much of a childhood, frankly. And she didn't want that for her kids. And I can appreciate that. I didn't want the same sort of, and that's the cool thing as parents, is you get to kind of learn from your parents and hopefully do it a little bit better the second time around, and hopefully our kids will do it a little bit better with our grandchildren, and we'll just, as a society, improve. At least that's the dream. And so as I was at actually Funnel Hacking Live, and we're sitting in the pitch, as Russell is hitting us with the pitch, and it's a pitch. And as Myron Golden said, you want to be pitched, right? I wanted to hear this thing. I wanted to see how it was going to get done. And as Russell goes through what he calls his stack, which is essentially his offering, his product offering, he mentioned one thing that triggered all of this in me and what pushed me over the edge. He said there was going to be a special engagement. There's going to be a special get-together where Russell himself is going to go through. It's a 3-day event, and he is going to go through all 3 of his books, and he is going to teach from .com secrets to expert secrets to marketing secrets, but he's going to do it to our families. So we were encouraged to bring our kids along, and I went, aha, that's it for me. What do I want my legacy to be? I don't want my legacy to be just money. I don't want my legacy to be just education. I don't want that. What I want my legacy to be is I want to be able to take each child and each grandchild and say, hey, this is how you do it. What do you like to do? What is your passion? Okay, let Grandpa show you what we're going to do to turn this into a business, and start it with them. That's what I want to do. That's what I want out of all of this. That's what I'm super excited about doing. And so to take what I've learned and combine it with what ClickFunnels can teach us, and the software and the training and all of that, that's the part that really excites me. And I'm looking forward to doing that. And not only for me, right? I've gone through this place where I've had 2 very successful businesses, and now in a huge just a downward spiral, right, with our businesses, and trying to figure out what's next and taking the jump to say, okay, this is what's next. Well, I don't want anybody else that I know and love to have to face this again. Instead, I want to be able to go, oh, you're in trouble? Okay, I know what to do. Come here. Let's go through this. I'll show you how to do it. I'll lead you how to do it, and give us, 2, 6, 12 months from now, you'll never worry about money again. You will always have your business. You will know how to run your business, and it will be a business that you can be proud of, and it will be a business that can provide for you, so you don't have to feel the same way that I feel right now, right? That's the beauty. When, if I can do that, then that's the goal. That's the point. Then all of this that I've been through and all of this that we've been trying to encourage and get, I can get that done. And I look forward to, sorry, I had to cut somebody off. Is that okay? Is that okay to say that? Had to rev it up and get it in front of somebody. But that's what I want out of this, is that I want to be able to make sure that the people that I know and love and are willing to do the work and work with me, I can take them through this process and show them how they can take their passion and turn it into a business. And the way to do that is if they don't have the pride that I had that kept me from doing this right the first time. So watch out for pride. be willing to learn, be open-minded, be willing to learn from anywhere. You don't know where it's going to come from. And hopefully it doesn't take you 2-3 years to realize, okay, this was what I needed to do. And because I didn't do it, I missed out on some opportunities that would have made life a lot easier for me, and probably for all of you, had we implemented them earlier. So look for opportunities, keep open-minded, stay humble, avoid pride, and let's kill this thing. So until next time, goodbye from, or goodbye to all of you bruised entrepreneurs. Thanks.